has their curtains open. Are you the kind of person who will just take a little peek inside? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a tiny apartment? Well, I'll show you in this studio apartment tour. I'm Amy, and here at the Spinster Life, we help you love being single. I'm a big advocate for small space living, which is fortunate because I'm perennially broke. In an overpriced city, square footage comes with a luxury price tag, even for a shithole apartment. So, what's a girl on a budget to do? Enter the studio apartment. You might not think it's possible to live well in such cramped quarters, but it can be done. So, let me show you. Let's go take a tour of an apartment that I used to live in. Coming in at just under 350-ish square feet, this little retreat challenged me to pack a lot of function into a small space. I'm not an interior designer, but I think I did a pretty good job of maximizing the function of the limited square footage that I had. And I know you motherfuckers are nosy, so let's just jump right in.
Welcome in. As you can see, the entry area is a tight squeeze, but it is very functional. Everything I need to leave the apartment is right there. Keys, shoes, jacket, purse. Mere feet from my quote-unquote entryway is my living area. I like to use sleek pieces of furniture in small spaces. Any extra poofiness makes it feel too claustrophobic. Funny story, I got this love seat because the dog was moping around. She likes being on couches. Then we pivot to the bedroom side of the studio. I'm very proud of myself because I reused stuff that I already had, like this screen, which is now a headboard. And this bench at the foot of the bed that used to be a closet organizer. Or this ottoman that the dog needs to jump up on the bed. Across from the bed is one of the only decorative elements in the space. I use this IKEA bookshelf because A, it happened to fit the dimensions of that corner perfectly, but B, also because the glass shelves keep the space feeling light and airy. They don't take up too much visual space. Traditionally, I have a black thumb. Plants fear me, but in this apartment, I had these big north-facing windows. A lot of plants don't do well in the indirect light that comes from north-facing windows, but pothos, prayer plants, ZZ plants, and spider plants are all plants that do well in indirect light. Into the kitchen. I really appreciated having a kitchen in a separate room. Even if it is the narrowest room ever. An open-plan studio can feel less claustrophobic, but having a layout like this makes it feel more like a real apartment. And I don't have to look at the dirty dishes all day. Now let's go back through the main room and to the vanity room. This was also a brilliant layout choice. The building was built in 1929. They might not have put enough outlets in, but by God, they knew how to use space. This built-in dresser always made me feel like a Hollywood glamour queen from the 40s, even when I look like a schlub. But it was also a versatile space I could use to put up my drying rack, or just hide anything that I didn't really want to look at all day. Plus, I even had an actual closet, even if it was very narrow. The bathroom was my least favorite room in the apartment. The less said, the better. I did what I could, and it still wasn't great. So let's get out of here and almost back to where we started. My desk and dresser sit right next to the entryway. As you can see, I'm a big fan of white furniture. It keeps the apartment from feeling stodgy or heavy. My desk is a mini Parsons desk, and sometimes it's not always a great idea to put small furniture in a small space because it can make it look small, but I think the cohesive color scheme keeps it from feeling visually cluttered. And a final look at the space. It might have been tiny, but it always felt welcoming to step through the door.
So, that's a studio apartment. I don't live there anymore, but not because it was too small. Because of COVID, I had to move someplace cheaper. I wouldn't universally recommend living in a studio apartment. If you're the kind of person who likes things, shiny things, and you need a lot of room to accumulate and sprawl, it probably isn't for you. But if you don't have a lot of stuff and you love to declutter and organize, and you aren't claustrophobic, you might find that it suits you. And you have to think about, how much do you value living alone? If you really need a space all to yourself that's just yours, a studio apartment might be for you. What was the square footage of the smallest apartment you've ever lived in? Let me know in the comments. See you next time. Looks like I get to edit out footage of me doing my makeup later. That's fun. It's got to be done, darlings. There.